welcome to if you only have 10 minutes. We're going to stretch our quadriceps and hamstrings, so we'll go ahead and get started in a cat-cow. Come to tabletop position, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, tuck your back toes. Take a deep breath in to sway your low back. Exhale, round your spine. Deep breath in, lower your stomach, sits bones back. Exhale, hug belly button in towards spine. Inhale, lower stomach. Exhale, tuck under the tailbone, chin to chest. We'll come into a downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your knees off of the mat. Straighten your arms, press the mat away, and start to shift your weight back towards your heels. You can start to pedal out your feet, taking your time. Warming up your hamstrings, low back. And then from here, step your right foot to the top of the mat. Lower your left knee down, coming into a lunge. You can use your blocks here, either side of your right foot. Then let's just start to slide that left knee back and then left toes back towards the back edge of the mat. Soften your shoulders, start to press your left hip bone towards the ground. And we'll shift back into half splits. You can walk your blocks back a little bit, straighten your right leg, flex your right toes. And imagine tilting your hip bones back so that you're not dumping into this left side of the hip, keeping the hip parallel to the knee. Deep breath in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, folding a little bit forward. Next, inhale, come all the way up. We're going to come into lizard lunge. Walk your blocks to the inside of the right foot, heel toe that right foot out a little bit more. So from here, you can either stay up onto your palms, shoulders over your wrists, get this nice deep stretch into the quadricep and hip flexor. If you want a little bit more of a quadricep stretch, you're going to take the strap to the arch of your left foot. Take your right hand and just draw your heel in a little bit closer. You can always just use your hand as well, and then maybe roll to the outside edge of that right foot. Getting an open air in the chest and continuing to open up in the hips. The alternative is just to stay in that lizard lunge, so keeping this left foot on the ground, palms on the blocks, maybe even lowering down to forearms if you like. Let's take one more full breath in. And then release the strap, let the foot gently lower it down, come back to tabletop position. Couple more cat-cows around your spine. And then we'll just shift back into our downward facing dog, tuck the toes, lift the knees, press the hips back. And then step your left foot to the top. Just staying into a low lunge for now. Use your blocks. Left knee right over the ankle. And keep your right toes tucked or press the toenails down to the ground. Just start to feel that deep stretch in the right leg. And we'll take those half splits. So straighten your left leg, start to walk the blocks back, flex the left foot. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over the left leg. And your exhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat, lizard lunge, heel toe that left foot out a little bit more, start to slide the right knee and toes back. So you can stay here onto the top part of the blocks, lower them down, maybe move forearms. Or you can take that strap to the arch of the right foot, Keep the right hand on the block, and then reach around with your left hand, just kind of drawing that heel in closer, maybe rolling to the outside edge of that left foot. Maybe you don't need this strap. You can just hold on to the top of the foot, draw the heel in. Let's take one more deep breath. And then just lower the foot down. Release the strap if you have it. Come back to your tabletop. Get to the top of the mat. Come down into a cobra, bend your elbows, lower your heart down to the ground, lengthen your legs, and then inhale, come all the way up. So you can keep a little bend to the elbows, or if that feels good, to straighten out the arms. Okay, we'll take one more breath. And exhale into a child's pose, just pressing the seat back into the heels, lengthen your spine. Inhale, come all the way back up to tabletop. Camel pose, take the blanket underneath your knees, hips stack right over the knees, tuck your back toes. Take your hands to your low back, press your hips forward, start to arch the back, looking maybe straight ahead, up towards the ceiling or towards the back wall. You can always walk your hands down the hamstrings, find your heels, and a big arch in the spine, pressing the hip bones forward. And then we'll just slowly come all the way back up, supporting your back as you come up. Tabletop position. And then once again, moving the blanket to the top of the mat. We'll lower all the way down to the stomach. We're going to do that quadraceps stretch from the stomach. So if you need your strap, you'll just place that on the arch of the foot. You'll take your left hand across the mat. Place your forehead onto the back of your hand. And then just start to kick that right foot in. So you want to imagine tilting the pelvis forward so that you press both hip bones into the mat. While you're getting the heel a little bit closer to the glute, getting that nice hamstring stretch here. Okay, and we'll just release the right foot. Take your right hand across the mat, forehead on to the back of the hand. Bend your left knee, reach around and hold on to the top of your foot with your left hand. See if you can tuck the tailbone, pressing both hip bones into the mat while taking the left heel to the glute. Just gently release the left foot. Come back to tabletop position. One more cat-cow. Just releasing the spine. And then we'll come back to a seated position. Sweep your arms out and up, inhale. Exhale, release your hands down. Inhale out and up. Exhale down. And this last one, inhale out and up, palms together. Exhale, hands at your Full breath in. Deep breath out. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.